am I living? Oh, what a funny thing to say. But there's alive and then there's living. Am I living for today? I'm getting older with every memory I make. Now that I'm older with these moments, will I live with them or just throw them away? Away. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. Cloudy day. And am I wiser for holding close the friends I make? But if I'm wise, then why this feeling of a trial that I can't shake? I'm getting older with every memory I make. That I'm older with these moments, will I live with them or just throw them away? Away. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. Your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. All right, everyone, go ahead and say hello to your neighbor. Everyone who is joining us online, thank you. I'm going to invite everyone to come on back. Come on back to your seats. All right. So are you guys ready? But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. Trio, Mr. Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Dowse on electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr on vocals and drums. And the VTC Community Choir in the seats. Go ahead and give yourselves a hand. Oh, what a great tune. For those who weren't here last week, I mentioned that our daughter Milana sent that to me via text about a month and a half ago and said, Mom, I don't know if you're going to like this song, but every time I hear it, I think of you. And I listened to it, and I'm like, are you kidding? And we can sing it at VTC. So Maggie said she's got it on her playlist. Leslie was here last week. She said she has it on her playlist. So I'm delighted that it's, already in the atmosphere even before we brought it in. So here we are at another Elevate at VTC, and looking out into the crowd, I am seeing that there is no one new here for the first time tonight, that these are all seasoned elevators, and so welcome back, everybody. Okay. And so why is it that we're here? Where are we? What's going on? Why do we come together on a Wednesday night? For those of you who come every Wednesday night, thank you. For those of you who come sporadically, thank you. These guys are part of the magic that is part of Elevate. So can we just give the Elevate Trio another hand, please? There would be no Elevate without the Elevate Trio. But the big main reason that we come together, whether it is for meditation, whether it is for the music, whether it is some of the inspiration, however it comes to you, however it gets activated in you, we come here to essentially remember that there's only one thing going on. And here we like to call it love. In fact, live life lovingly is the motto that is held over from 1934 when this community, this organization was first founded by Emma Smiley. And so we are here to celebrate love, and not just love as an emotion or a feeling or relational love, but love as the energy, as the essence, as that incredible, amazing, divine, energetic flow that is the very beingness, the very foundation, the very inception of everyone and everything. And not just right here, right now, that is, was, and ever will be. All of it, infinity and beyond, right? In science and physics, they're talking about this field of energy called the quantum field that is filled with infinite potentiality. Every single reality that is possible is there as a possibility, and all that we get to do is to focus on something, and bam, that becomes our reality. That becomes our life experience. And so the reason that we are coming together is to make love our life experience, the love that we are at our core, the love that is everyone and everything. And so how does that sound on a Wednesday evening here at VTC? I see nodding heads, I see some fingers moving and clapping, snapping fingers, everything. Thank you. So let us also remember where it is that we are celebrating this love, that we are opening our hearts, that we're expanding our minds, and we're allowing our souls to be further activated. That we are coming together in gratitude and humility on Lekwungen territorial land, the land of the Songhees and Esquimalt nations, whose enduring stewardship of the land, sky, and sea sustains all life that flows through here. We honor their profound reverence for the energies of these sacred spaces. What a blessing, gift, and privilege it is to be able to live and breathe and work and play and co-create in the shared spirit of harmony, respect, and love upon these sacred lands. May our community uphold this legacy of care and interconnectedness that the Lekwungen peoples have and continue to embody in all that we learn and manifest here. Haichka. And so now it is time for some more music. And so this is an opportunity to receive a gift of love, how the Elevate Trio is about to shower it upon us. It's an opportunity for us to tune in to the love that we all are and to just reflect on what that means for us. And in the middle of it, I will do an opening blessing. Thank you. Taking a moment to notice what's alive in me right now. What's alive in this room, in the walls, in the wood, in the fixtures, in every single breath that is being breathed and shared. Knowing that that aliveness that has just been offered, that dancing, that playfulness, those melodies and harmonies and turns of phrase, that all of that is life itself, being lived through every single breath, every single note, every single moment, stirring up and activating the very interspaces of our being. And so as I feel this aliveness moving and grooving its way in, through, and around and as me, I am knowing that it is alive and well and active in every single individual present, in every moment of our time together. So for this extraordinary gift that has just been offered, for all of the ways in which that gift and artistry and beauty and love is being received, I simply say thank you for it all. Knowing that right here, right now, those harmonies, that beauty, that love, that artistry, that music, that all of that is love and joy and light and infinite potentiality expressing. And so knowing that there is so much more than right here, right now, I simply open myself up to knowing that every single moment of tonight's Elevate is love expressing, is beauty being harmonized in, through, around, and as everyone and everything. So for everything here and everything that is on its way, I simply say thank you to it all, recognizing, celebrating, expecting more, appreciating it all. So I release, I let go, I bask in this divine and wondrous flow as together we affirm, and so it is. So I invite you to gently open your eyes, just take a few moments to breathe and let all of those vibrations land a little bit more in the body. And now let's applaud the band. Oh, for such a beautiful version of that tune. Thank you, Pablo. Tell us what it's called exactly, because I forget.
Cuban bolero from a lady that her name is Maria Teresa Vera, and the song is called 20 años, 20 years. 20 años.
Thank you. So good. Wow. Okay, so transitioning into our theme and our affirmation for the month, and really, like, I'm just noticing there's so much aliveness in my body right now, and there's just this energy in this room because of this incredible music that we get to tune into and be part of every single week. So noticing is the theme, and our affirmation is, I will offer it once and then we can say it together if you like. With openness and curiosity, I notice what's alive in me right now. So I see Winnie smiling, and I'm thinking, let's repeat that together. However you want to repeat it, however enthusiastic, however low-key, anything in between. But let's all take a breath and then declare this affirmation together. With openness and curiosity, I notice what's alive in me right now. So what's that feeling like for everyone? Today is November 12th, so we've had just over a week to kind of lean into noticing. And I have to say, I think this is one of my favorite themes so far in the 2+ years that I've been here. And I know I picked them, but this one just feels so good because it is such an incredible invitation to be more mindful and more aware of what's going on within ourselves, what's going on around us, how we impact each other, how we relate to others. So I'm curious to know what's alive in you right now, Winnie.
Thank you, Lesia. Well, first of all, I notice that this is starring Maggie, the picture, which is really nice. Thanks, Maggie. That's you, isn't it? At one of the many festivals you go to. I know. I've seen your outfits that you wear at all those things, and she dresses up. And for those who don't know Maggie, that's Maggie. But I'm just really, really thrilled to be surrounded by all these wonderful people here tonight. Every single one of us, and online, I'm sure as well. It's just, it's pretty cool. I also wanted to mention that quote that you had earlier during the meditation about the universe, which was, do you remember it exactly? It was about when you commit, the universe comes to meet you, or something like that.
The universe will meet you when you commit.
Yeah, and I just was smiling through that because I committed to come here in September, and I'm just blown away by how many wonderful things are happening, including a phone call today from Blenda asking if I would bring her. So I was just thrilled. We're neighbors, and we enjoyed the Blue Jays together, which you don't know about, but she invited me to.
No, I think you did mention
that. So it was wonderful. So we've been, and we met here, which was nice, way back when, in somewhere September, October or something. So, what's alive in me right now is I'm preparing to leave for my trip. I leave on Friday for a week for a 7-day yoga retreat in Mexico. And I just said goodbye to my dad. I'm going to see him tomorrow and Friday before I leave, but I just dropped in on him on the way here and was delighted to see him conversing with someone in the home. And doesn't know who I am, but when I said to him, I only had a minute with him before screaming in here, I said, I'd like to see you tomorrow. And he looked at me and said, well, why don't you come for dinner? Or not to come for a meal? And I said, yeah, I'll come. I'll see you at lunch. And sorry, I put the voice on. I just realized I'm on air. But I just love my dad, and I love that he doesn't know who I am. I know that, but it's just been amazing to be able to go and to know that I can leave safely because he's being taken care of. And that felt so good tonight to pop in and find him sitting having a little cup of tea at 5 to 7, you know, in the home with another gentleman having a little chat. I could talk all night, but I'm going to pass it. Come on, somebody. Who else is noticing something? Yay.
Thank you, Winnie.
I don't do this very often, so I figured I best run with it. So with openness and curiosity, definitely is a part of what I've noticed. But last week, we volunteered at the Intuitive Arts Festival. And in one of my little tours around, when I wasn't at the table, I encountered this fellow who was selling these lovely discs, these energy discs, Todd. And I got one of the discs and just put it in my pocket and have been, you know, merrily going along. And then a few days later, my daughter Keely was mentioning to somebody about her experience, because she has a few of his discs from previous years. And as she was talking about what she had noticed, I suddenly noticed. So some changes in me in just those couple of days. One of the big things was just this brain fog that was like moving out. And it's great because it's allowing me to start experiencing some emotions that have been on a back burner for a very long time. So that's my big notice. Yeah.
Thank you, Liz. So noticing some clearing and noticing some vital relationships with Winnie and how valuable they are. Connection. Fantastic. Thank you for the shares, ladies. And so we still have several more weeks left in this month with this theme and this affirmation. So I invite you to keep leaning in, keep noticing, seeing how noticing is informing your day-to-day, and maybe approach life with a little bit more openness and curiosity so that you can really tune into what is alive in you from moment to moment to moment. All right, so now it is time for some more music with the Elevate Trio. So Kelby, how about letting us know what you've chosen and why?
All right. Well, this song might seem a little silly for the theme of noticing. Peter noticed that right away. But to me, it's very relevant because when we were talking about the theme of noticing, I was imagining, okay, well, what are all the ways we notice? So last week we had the first time ever I saw your face. So it's like how we see things. Well, we also hear things, and sometimes we hear things that are deep, or hear things in our hearts or our minds, or in nature, or sometimes we hear them through the grapevine. Wait. It's not, it's not, but if we imagine the grapevine as different than just some kind of gossip mill, but we imagine it as a maybe it's like an energy field. There we go. All right, all right, all right. So if you all want to sing along, you're most welcome. All right, dance party it is. I bet you're wondering how I know about your plan to make me blue. I can hardly lead you some other guy that you knew before. They could have told me yourself that you was loving someone else. Instead, I heard it through the grapevine. That much longer would you be mine? I heard it through the grapevine, and I am just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, you know. I know men ain't supposed to cry. I can't keep these tears held inside. But losing you ain't my life, you see, because you mean that much to me. You could have told me yourself that you were loving someone else. Instead, I heard it through the grapevine. And how much longer would you be mine? I heard it through the grapevine. And I am just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, you know. About your plan to make me blue, make me blue, because I can tell if I said that you was loving someone else. Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? Then how much longer would you be mine? Oh, I heard it through the grapevine, and I am just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, you know.
Heard It Through the Grapevine by the Elevate Trio. Thank you, Kelby and his segues. Oh. good music coming out of here. All right. Well, let's see. Could I have the clicker, please? I'm going to need it for my thank you. Thank you. From Marvin Gaye to who's a fan of The Queen? The Queen. Okay, who's a fan of Queen? Okay. All right, so this past Monday, Glenn and I had the amazing opportunity to go to an event at the Royal Theatre. And let me just backtrack a few months, maybe like 6 months ago or something. We were at our friend's house for dinner, Sandy and Andy. And after dinner, Sandy's like, you guys have to come into the living room. I have to show you something on TV, okay? We're like, okay. So then she asked us if we've ever heard of this thing called choir. Anybody know what this is? Yes. Okay, so some people know. We went. All right, okay. Okay, so she shows us a few videos of choir, which is something that apparently started in Toronto, 2 guys about 15 years ago, getting together with friends of theirs to just sing music that they really, really loved. And it grew into this thing that is now touring all across North America, at least, I think. I don't know if they go beyond. And we didn't quite know what to expect because we just saw these videos of them with Rufus Wainwright at the distillery or something in Toronto with thousands of people singing Hallelujah. And then there was another song, and then there was another artist, and then there was something else, and we're looking at, them like directing the different voices, and they're all layered, and it's just regular people coming together for this event to just sing together, right? Oh, who's calling in? And so as we watch these videos, Sandy says, so for my birthday in November, what I've done is I've gotten 4 tickets to choir, because they're coming to Victoria, and they're doing Queen. Well, Queen is Glenn's favorite band. Well, that and the Jam, but from when he was young, Queen was his favorite band, my husband Glenn. And so I'm like, oh my God, what an opportunity for Glenn, right? Like, I know their music, but whatever. I was just super touched that of all the people they know, they asked us if we wanted to go and celebrate her birthday. So fast forward, and finally the day happens, and none of us really know what to expect. We're like walking in there, are they gonna separate us into like soprano, alto, bass, whatever, but like we have our seats, and how are they gonna do it? And so what ends up happening is it ends up being almost a comedy show. They're so hilarious and so entertaining. And the whole evening kind of like builds from one song to another with the participation getting more and more layered every time. You don't know what's coming next, but everyone there is a fan of Queen to some degree, right? And so we're just kind of caught up in this incredible groundswell of enthusiasm and, okay, we'll do what you're going to say, and I'm just going along for the ride. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just giving myself permission to like go along with the wave of what's happening, right? It was so much fun. It was so incredible, and I have to say I was really surprised with how many lyrics I knew because I'm not a lyrics person, I'm a music and sound and voice person, but this is what it looked like we were about 8 rows from the front, and so this is our friend Sandy taking a picture, and I don't know how many Queen songs we sang, but at the end they're like, it wouldn't be a night of Queen if we didn't sing Bohemian Rhapsody. So they're like, okay, everybody, come on down to the stage. Before I know what's happening, Glenn grabs my hand and we're going down the aisle. And I'm like, what is happening right now? I'm the one who initiates, not Glenn. And so I know it's not really easy to see, but if you take a look at the light on the left side, right there, that's Glenn. And so he was filming in that direction, and I'm standing right in front of him, so behind the person in front of me who's taller, so I'm not there. But anyway, so we're singing, and it's so much fun, and it's so great, and the whole room is just alive, and everybody's like BFFs because we're all there for Queen and just singing along and everything, and it was just so fantastic. And throughout the night, even though it was a night of Queen, there would be these little spontaneous,
interspersions of different music. Like all of a sudden he's singing Loverboy, and I find myself singing, like a Loverboy tune that I haven't sung since like grade 7. And then we're all singing Candle in the Wind, and they're, giving us different harmonies and parts that we're supposed to be singing, and it's beautiful. Like this is the kind of event where you go there, and even if you think you can't sing, you're like part of a chorus, you're part of a choir, and you are the experience, you are the event, and it was magic. And so that whole experience for me was really this whole sort of thing about just don't stop and wait and analyze, just go with the flow. Just get caught up in the swell and the enthusiasm and the excitement of life, because life is living itself through you right now. Just let it, right? Don't stop. Don't try and figure it out, because if you do, you're going to miss it, right? So what ended up happening for me this week, this is what's alive in me right now, is we had this choir experience. And then last night we went to a party for a friend of ours who had his birthday last week, but because he's a bus operator and he works overnight, he only has certain days off, and last night was one of his nights off. So for some reason, I thought it was just going to be us and like their son and just a really small group of people. But we arrived there, and there were a lot of people there. And they live in a suite that has a low ceiling with beautiful pot lights, but they're like right there. And so between all of the noise that was happening and all of the lights that were happening, all of a sudden I found myself like within seconds totally overstimulated. But I'm like, we're here to celebrate our friend. Like, I need to be able to like navigate this. So I'm sitting, we're talking to him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm trying to hold my ear, and I'm, to keep out that noise, and I'm squinting by looking at him to really pay attention, without just saying, you know what, I need to sit somewhere else, or I need to do something, or can I have a baseball cap or something? I'm just trying to like, bear it kind of thing. And he finally looks at me and goes, do you want to sit where I am so that you can actually see where all the sound is coming from, and maybe you'll be more comfortable? And I'm like, thank you for giving me permission to be more comfortable. And so I sit down, way better, but the lights are still happening. And then I kind of look over at our friend Janet, and I'm like, do you have a baseball cap by any chance? And sure enough, she did. So I put on this bright red baseball cap that has nothing to do with the outfit that I'm wearing. But as soon as I put it on, all of that extra light isn't coming in anymore, and I can hear people properly. And I was able to enjoy the rest of the evening. And it just made me think about, why sometimes do we not give ourselves permission to just be comfortable, to just enjoy life in the moment? Why do we have to wait for someone else to give us permission? If we go back to this concert, like every time a new song came on, or every time we were told, okay, this half of the room do this half of the room do this, and you guys got to come in on this note, and you guys got to come in on here. I'm not like, well, should I? Do I really want to? I don't know. I'm just like, yeah. And so I'm like, why can't I just do that in every single moment, of every single day? And so right now, I'm also in between fitness competitions. So I finished the 8-week one on Sunday. Grueling, intensive, and oh my God, what a transformation. And then Monday we start another one. And so this week is a week off, and it was suggested to us to don't work out, eat whatever you want, sleep as much as you want, just like treat yourself and take it easy. Well, I got to tell you, even Glenn asked me, so how are you doing this week so far? And I'm like, I miss the structure. I really miss the structure. I am a person who really appreciates structure, routine, eat this at this time, do this way, like something that I can just anchor myself in. Having freedom and spaciousness is really weird for me. And yet, I'm giving myself permission this week to lean into that weirdness, to appreciate the spaciousness, to realize, okay, perhaps my preference would be to have a little bit more structure in my day. However, let's just lean into this and see what it's like. And so this morning, instead of waking up at 4 or 5 like I regularly do, I actually slept until 8:30. Like, what is that? But it was so great, and clearly my body needed it. So I'm giving myself permission, and this is something that is kind of foreign to me, and so I'm trying it on, remembering what it was like for this 2-hour time period at this concert to just give myself permission to go with the flow and get caught up in this incredible, amazing, enthusiastic experience. And even though that was a 2-hour experience, there was a time limit on it, right? Just like there's a time limit on our life experience. I mean, we talk about how life is eternal, how what we are at our core, there's no bounds, there's no limits, it is ever-flowing kind of thing. We are the quantum field, we are God, we are source, we are endless love. And yet, the lifetime that we're experiencing in the bodies that we have, there is a shelf life to that, right? And so why would we want to stop and analyze and wait, and maybe I'll take a little bit more time before I actually live? That first song that we sing, Cloudy Day, life versus living, being alive versus living, existing versus actually participating in life and allowing it to flow and fulfill itself in, through, and as you. That's what it's about. And that's something that we really got to experience at this choir concert. So this morning, when I was going through my mindfulness practice and got to my Michael Hunter Instagram Up Spiral Life portion, he had a tiny little reel, and he said in it, people treat life like it's on pause until they're ready. But the universe doesn't respond to waiting, it responds to action. So life doesn't wait for us to get ready to live life. Life is happening, life is on the move all the time, and there's nothing that we need to do except to let it. And this is exactly what we got in a very, very concentrated way at this choir event. He also says, most people wait for certainty before taking action. It doesn't work like that. Certainty is built by taking action, not the other way around. So the title of my talk today is, Stop Waiting to Be Ready, Commit. And I didn't know what kind of image I was looking for, but when I saw this, and I thought, how many of us have experienced, being around a toddler or seeing, maybe in a movie or something, if we don't have kids of our own, what it takes for someone to learn to walk? They're not sitting there analyzing how many steps they're going to take, or, should I pause and wait half an hour before I try again? They just keep going because they are determined. They are committed to get up and move because that's what toddlers want to do. They want to move. They are being impelled from within to go and live life, right? And then somewhere along the way, the toddlers that we once are, sometimes we kind of slow down, we pause, and then we get caught up in the pause, and then we realize, oh, maybe I'm not ready for that. Maybe I don't have all the instructions. Maybe I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too weak. Maybe whatever. But ultimately, the life that is living us is always, always, always on the move. It is always impelling us to keep moving forward, to keep taking action. And so it's up to us to commit to keep living rather than just be alive. So this whole thing for me is about choosing versus consciously committing. It is about, am I alive or am I really, really living? And so I just want to remind us all that there is this invitation on the table all the time for us to become more conscious of our choices, for us to simply surrender to that incredible, amazing, divine momentum that is the very essence of our being, that is the very divine, energetic flow of everyone and everything, and just allow it to unleash itself in, through, and as us without thinking about, oh, how much of it do I want to experience now? Is this the right time? Maybe I should wait for half an hour. Maybe I got to set a timer. I don't know. Maybe sometimes we just got to live life with abandon, and just see what happens. No expectations, no limitations, just allow with openness and curiosity, right? Like is in our affirmation, just allow life to flow. And then sometimes when you let that happen, what ends up happening is your husband grabs you by the hand, takes you down the aisle to the stage, and you find yourself singing with thousands of people in a hall, singing to a song that you kind of know, but not really, so you have to keep looking up at the screen every now and then to know the lyrics, and having the time of your life while you're doing it. Every moment we are at choice. Are we alive or are we living? Are we simply existing, or are we ready to commit living as fully and as awesomely and as consciously as we can from one now moment to the next and the next and the next? The choice is ours. So are you ready to take it? Yes. Thank you. And so it is. All right, so now it is time for some conscious connection. Is there someone here who wants to have a one-on-one conversation with someone? Raise your hand. No? Okay, so I'm going to invite you then to get into little groups of 3 so that you can, for about 10 minutes, unpack what it is that's alive for you right now. And I invite you to do little groups of 3 because then everyone who wants to talk will get a chance to talk. All right? I will ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. If you'd rather not, interactive table, go for a walk, just take some time for yourself and we'll come back together afterwards. Thank you. All right, everyone, I'm going to welcome you back from your conversations. Thank you for connecting consciously. So now the You Are Beautiful box is coming around, so please help yourself to a blessing and then pass it on. Just a little gift, a little life-affirming gift from me to you. And make sure to close the lid so everybody sees the message of how beautiful they are. All right, so how's everybody feeling? Good. Very nice. Smiles. Great. Fantastic. Feeling better than you did when you first walked in? Yes. That's the right trend. Right on. All right, so however it is that you are feeling, uplifted in whatever way, that upliftment comes from this incredible wellspring that never runs out. That love that we truly are, that each and every individual is, that is the very essence of everyone and everything. And because it never runs out, it means there's so much of it that we get to share, right? So if there is something that you would like to share, some of the spirit, the love that you are, then please, there are so many different ways to do it. If you would like to share financially, there are several different ways to do that. They're listed on the screen here. There's also a silver bowl at the back of the room. There's some envelopes, some little e-transfer and credit card slips. Then there's also helping to build community together. There are many ways to volunteer, and one of the ways to volunteer is we are having a festive holiday lunch on Sunday, December 14th. And so even if you don't come regularly on a Sunday, please mark your calendars and join us for that beautiful, beautiful event on Sunday. It's going to be this grand potluck where almost everybody, you don't have to bring something if you don't want, but almost everybody will contribute something. And it's just a way to come together, break bread, share stories, laugh, and just connect with each other a bit more over the holiday season, okay? So there are actually a couple of clipboards on the back table by where the name badges are to help with setup, with cleanup, and then to bring a dish if you like. I invite you, please, if you want to come, and there were a lot of people on Sunday who are going to come, so it would be really nice to have some Wednesday people there too, then please write your name down on the clipboard and let us know how you'd like to contribute. Thank you to Denise for helping to set up and for greeting. Thank you to Glenn for doing the tech. Thank you to the musicians who are going to be coming up imminently for, all of the music that they give us. And then there are so many different ways to contribute that I haven't even listed. But I know that, every single time that someone steps into service, we build community together, and that's what it's all about. So thank you. However you are sharing and being generous of spirit, I invite everyone to place your hands on your heart and let us declare this generosity affirmation together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. And so I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze for just a few more moments as we remain steeped in gratitude and appreciation for the love that is blossoming, the love that is flowing, knowing that there is always, always, always more of where that love came from. So knowing that right here, right now, this generosity of spirit moves forward to heal, to prosper, and bless. I'm so grateful for every single way that everyone here is generous and giving of their spirit, of the love that they truly are, knowing that as we give, we receive, and as we receive, the more we have to give. So for all the love that is present, for all the love that is on its way, I simply say thank you and yes, please, to more, as together we say, and so it is. All right. If you or someone you know is in need of prayer, please don't be shy. prayers@victoriatruthcenter.org anytime, or there's a little box over there in front of the silver bowl. Please fill out a form, put it in there, and our VTC prayer team will pray for you and yours affirmatively. Speaking of prayer, it is the third Sunday of the month coming up this Sunday, which means that we have a healing circle here after Celebrate. You don't have to come to Celebrate to come to the healing circle. Sometimes we have people who don't belong to VTC at all that just come for the healing circle. It is a very powerful 45 minutes of intentional focus on wholeness, allness, and wellness of whomever is being brought into the circle. So please, please feel free to join us for that. If you've been coming for a while, or not a long, long while, and you feel like you want to commit, then please become a member. We would love to have you as part of the fold. We have a board meeting tomorrow, and board meetings are when we approve new members. So if there's someone here tonight that would like to become a member by tomorrow, then we have some forms on the table for you to fill out. All right, so that's it. I'm going to invite everyone to stand on up. We're going to sing our closing tune. This is the whole thing here. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. All right? That's the whole thing. It starts with us, right? All starts with us. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. Keep going with that. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. Turn to someone next to you. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. Turn to someone else. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. All right, everyone, go ahead and bless your neighbor for the week.
right, you guys ready to come on back? Some more loving up to do. Here we go. Ready? All right, here we go. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much, so you can love you so much, so you can start loving me. Woo! And that's another Elevate Wednesday at the Victoria Truth Center. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, whether in person or online. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. Thank you to the Elevate Trio, Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Dowse on electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr vocals and drums. We will see you next week.